Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you by Leo of the Land, bringing you news from Israel Monday to Thursday, right here on this very channel. And what a week it has been, with Yom HaZikaron, Yom HaAtzmaut now over, and we're slowly getting back to normal. And while we're on the subject of normal, let's discuss the latest developments with COVID-19. So before we get into some of the updates, let's look at the stats. And for the second day in a row, Israel has reported more people who have recovered than are actually sick with the COVID-19 virus. So the stats are as follows. 15,870 confirmed cases since the start of the outbreak of this pandemic. Sadly, 219 fatalities. But what has significantly reduced is the amount of people who are in serious condition. We now have 117 people in serious condition, and also lowering is the amount of people on ventilators. At the moment, only 95 people require ventilators, and 8,412 people have made full recoveries from the COVID-19 virus. So with this trend in positive numbers, we can also look at some of the decisions that are being made by the government. This morning it was announced that they will lift the restriction of only being able to exercise up to 500 meters from your home. This has been lifted, and people are now free to do sports further than the allocated 500 meters. This does not mean that sports centers, gyms are open yet. But up for discussion today is whether or not the government will start to open the beaches and also the movie theatres and certain guest rooms and hotels. However, there will be very strict regulations involved, and this is all according to the Hebrew daily at Yediot Achronot. So the news continues to be positive, and in fact Ziv Hospital in the north and Asuta in the south have closed their COVID-19 wards, citing there are no longer any patients that warrant supporting a specific ward. And in more good news, we now turn to Germany, and the government of Germany announced that they would be banning Hizbollah on their soil, on German soil. This is a decision that has been welcomed by both Benny Gantz, the leader of the Blue and White, and Israel's Foreign Minister Israel Katz, and I'm sure by our Prime Minister and President as well. Germany's Foreign Minister Heiko Maas cited that it's Hezbollah's denial of the right of Israel to exist, as well as their ramping up of their arsenal of rockets and their use of terror, that has led to this decision. And this morning, Germany's anti-terror units going all across the country, performing raids on suspected Hezbollah premises. So this is a very welcome decision in the fight against global terror, and a reminder that Hezbollah is a proxy of Iran, who is the largest state sponsor of global terror. But now, in some not so great news, we go to New York and some controversial comments made by the mayor of New York, Bill de Blasio. Yesterday he tweeted out that he is speaking to the Jewish community and all Jewish community, where he says that gathering in crowds will be banned. Now, we know that there are a few elements within every community that may have been flouting social distancing laws, but to single out the Jewish community specifically like this, and especially at a time when there is growing anti-Semitism, and a lot of that anti-Semitism is based on medieval blames that Jews are responsible for the virus, is very irresponsible, offensive and hurtful indeed. And we just want to remind Mayor de Blasio of the high levels of anti-Semitism in New York that have been demonstrated this year, especially against the Orthodox community, and these incidents of anti-Semitism actually being violent. These are very irresponsible words from the mayor indeed, and we are waiting for his apology. Yesterday he also managed to tweet out his congratulations for Yom HaAtzmaut, But Mayor de Blasio, if you're watching this, and we know you might be, please, rather an apology than weak platitudes a day after the event. And while we're on the subject of rising anti-Semitism, many institutions have warned, especially now with COVID-19, that anti-Semitism is on the rise. And please, if you are the victim or see any kind of incidences, please report into the authorities as quickly as possible. So those are the top stories making headlines in Israel. We really hope that we're slowly getting back to normal, whatever the new normal may be. But it's also the weekend time. I know many of us can't tell the difference whether it's Monday or Sunday or whatever. It is the end of April. That much we do know. And if you're looking for something to do this weekend that is not Netflix and chill, you can check out our content online at our website, www.layoftheland.online. And if you're looking for ways to exit your lockdown looking svelte and looking healthy, look no further than the article published by Justine Friedman. She is a licensed nutritionist and dietitian, and she has some excellent tips for you. You can also find them on our Facebook page at Lottelsat, and join our growing community by liking us or following us, and of course sharing our content. And also don't forget that we're in a different place of the country virtually, of course, every Shabbat. See where we are tomorrow. And don't forget that you play a vital role in making sure that news from Israel gets out to the wider public, and you can do that by sharing our YouTube channel. We're at the Israel Brief. Simply click on the subscribe button and let's get those numbers up. So wishing you a happy, a safe, and of course a healthy weekend. I'm Renee Marks, and this is the Israel Brief.